Welcome to this exploration of soul truth, and I invite you to look into the magic mirrors of your truth with me today at this moment in time and space, and let's see what we can see. As many of you know, I'm experienced in soul truth guidance. And certainly we soul truth guides, of which there are many out there, we have many tools we can use. We can use tarot cards, we can use astrology charts, we can use crystal balls, the palms of the hand, we can use tea leaves, we can use the old embers of a fire, the ashes. We can look at the birds, the omens, the signs out there. We can look at dreams. There are a million ways to look at the soul truth and a million guides out there. So where do you turn? What's real and what's not? How do you know? Well, at the end of the day, we don't need any of those tools. Nothing. If all those tools went to the wind, if all those tools were burned in a big bonfire, it would be okay, because all along, all the answers are within. The tools are only meant to facilitate, to help, support you in the process, if you so desire. If it's helpful to you, I'm happy to offer those tools to facilitate your process. But in the end, I encourage each and every one of you, and myself the first, to look into the true soul mirrors that are readily available all the time, anytime, anywhere. So let's talk about 4 key mirrors in this great hall of mirrors that is present in our reality that we witness, the 3D reality here on planet Earth in these bodies. Very accessible to us now. So the first mirror is your own body. It is a mirror of your soul. It mirrors where you are uncomfortable with this soul exploration. If you feel pain, discomfort, awkwardness, as if you're in a struggle with your body, this mirrors your soul's struggle with being in this body. We are like genies in a bottle, in a glass bottle, confined to this finite living space. It's uncomfortable, it's awkward, it's itchy, tickly. Get me out of here, many of us say. It's too much to be restricted, confined in the gravitational dense space that we find ourselves in, and to feel the separateness, the aloneness, the disconnection from our soul, from the source, when we are in these bodies. This is the challenge. This is the hard soul truth. So we struggle, we critique, we abuse, we violate, we annihilate these bodies. We go into dis-ease. We are not at ease in our bodies, many of us. We struggle, we scratch, we cut, we are in a fight, in a battle with our bodies. I'm sorry, it's hard. I feel for you. I feel for all of you in the struggle, in the fight with your own body, It's your soul's fight. It's a mirror of your soul fighting with being here in this density, this gravity, this slow vibration of being in the human body on earth, because our souls are light consciousness, free, at one with existence, and then they come into this. It's not easy. Our souls are like avatars with the human body. This is our avatar. It takes practice in these clumsy forms to learn how to move more fluidly, more gracefully, more easily in the human form. It takes practice. We need to practice allowing our souls to feel at ease and comfortable and softer within the human form, to come into the soft sensuality of being in this form, to love it, to embrace it, to realize that our souls are like the god or goddess of this human garden. And if we soften into it, embrace it, love it, be with it, everything will be well. We will feel healthy and well. It's not just about exercise and nutrition and sunlight, though those are important in this human form. But it's also your soul's willingness to be here. And the body is a mirror of that willingness, that acceptance. The acceptance of being in this body, making peace with the body. So this is the first mirror, the mirror of the body. And first and foremost, we must work with this vessel that we find ourselves in. Like a submarine, where can we navigate in this sea of life, in the human oceanic world? It's a very watery world here. Are we willing to navigate and explore it within this submarine and go into the subterraneans of our existence, into every cell and mitochondria within us? So body workers out there are there to help you facilitate this process. I do body work as well. I'm certified and trained in polarity therapy, a beautiful integrated energy work modality based on the Asian meridian work and the Ayurvedic harmonizing of the energies in the body. Very helpful if you need such a tool. And there's many beautiful bodywork tools out there that you can avail of to support you in this process of reflecting into the mirror of the body for your soul truth. So once that mirror is looked into with honesty, and we do our best to accept the mirror, and then if we don't like what we see or feel, we can begin to fine-tune it, tweak it, shift it, change it, and co-create more of the existence we would like to experience and see. So I welcome you to try it. And next, the second mirror in this great hall of mirrors is the mirror of other people in your life. Your mothers, your fathers, your caregivers, your guardians, your siblings, your family members, your extended family members, your ancestors, your classmates, your culture, your teachers, your colleagues, your bosses, your lovers, your partners, your beloved, your soulmate. All are mirrors of your soul. All are mirrors from different aspects of your consciousness. of your being, of all that you are. If you don't like what you see, if you're fighting with it, fighting with this person or that person, in conflict, in a struggle, in a competition, then you have inner conflict. You're in competition with yourself. You're in conflict with yourself. You're putting yourself down. You're critiquing yourself. You're judging yourself. You're harsh on yourself. Equally as much as anybody out there. If you're blaming out there, you're blaming yourself. So we have to own up, own our truth, own being in all that we are, in our vulnerability and our strength, in our ugliness and our beauty, in our depravity and our divinity. All that we are, held with honesty, compassion. This is our soul truth. Whatever we see is what we are. Now, sometimes, of course, when we see qualities in another, they could be an exaggeration of thyself. The exaggeration is so that we look at it. Our subconscious creates trauma, exaggeration, so that we can see it bigger than life and we can recognize the truth. We can awaken to the truth. When we have a nightmare, if you're skilled in the art of dream interpretation, such as I am, when you have a nightmare, that nightmare is your subconscious screaming at you, giving you a bloody, ugly, scary look at your truth. And sometimes the truth is not so ugly and bad as you might think in the dream, if you really understand the symbolic mirror that you're looking into. You can see, it's more amazing. For example, when I was 13, I had a nightmare of this woman with flaming red hair and long red fingernails. And I was with my friends. We were walking down a path at night, having a good time. And she was there and she was calling, come to me, come to me. So scary. And you can imagine at 13 having this dream. And I was scared. And suddenly my friends all disappeared and vanished as they do in a dream. And I was left all alone in the night on this dark path with nobody else around and just the red-haired, scary woman with their long fingernails. And suddenly she was chasing me down the path. And I went down the path and then I had to go down, descend down into some dark stairs to get away from her. And she was already down there. She'd gotten ahead of me somehow. So frightening. And she was down there and she started clawing at me with those long red fingernails and scraping my legs with her fingernails, making me bleed. Can you imagine how scary is that? Terrifying. And as I descended down the path, there was a big sign with my name hand scrolled on it with little flowers, as if it was for me. And it was like goodbye to that aspect of myself, down into the dungeons with this horrible woman. But later, my good mother, who trained me in the art of dream interpretation and many of the other symbolic mirrors, explained to me, oh, honey, that's you coming into womanhood. You're letting go of your little child, your teenage or the youthful child, and you're coming into your womanhood and you're coming into your blood cycle. Is that bad and ugly? No, that's the truth. It's scary. It's scary for a girl becoming a woman. But once I understood the dream, it wasn't so bad. So there you go. So yes, when we look into the mirrors of others, what we see is what we are. And sometimes it's exaggeration to wake us up to that truth. And once we own it, own that shadow piece of ourselves, that vulnerable, ugly, could be controlling part of ourselves or a Peter Pan aspect of ourselves, or the childish part that's acting up, that we're pointing the finger out there at the other and saying, you're like this, you're going to betray me, you're going to cheat on me, you're going to hurt me, you're talking behind my back, you're doing this, you're doing that, I don't like it, you're putting me down. Well, that's aspects of ourselves. Or the other person wants to be more free of us. Well, we want to be more free. The more we own up and accept it and embrace it and hold it within ourselves, the more it's going to soften and embrace us out there. The more people are going to embrace us and love us for who we are and accept us. And the more joy and beauty we will have together. So everything is the mirror. So when you're looking at your relationships, you're going to see the same pattern show up again and again and again, no matter who you're with, no matter what the context, what the stage in life, if you didn't do the inner work of acknowledging, accepting, embracing, and evolving these aspects of yourself. And when we do that, it's a miracle, it's magical, the transformation, the transcending of that which we were frightened by, that we wanted to run away, or we wanted to control. So the sweet surrender as we look into these soul truth mirrors, the mirrors of the other. And we will have bossy bosses in our lives, controlling bosses, critical bosses, as long as we have that bossy boss inside ourselves, controlling, criticizing, regimenting. But as we own that aspect, we become our own boss. We become our own authority. We hold that for ourselves. No longer the other has to mirror that back. So be it. Begin to practice the art of skything, looking into the soul truth mirror, being honest with yourself, seeing what you see with acceptance, non-judgment, compassion, holding space for everything. And in that space, everything can shift and move and evolve. There's many tools for this. We can't go into everything here and now, but you can always seek me out, or you can do it yourself. Keep looking into the mirror, and miracles will begin to happen. You'll be a witness to your own evolution. And then beyond this mirror of the others in our life, which is a very predominant one, really, and a very active one in most of our lives, the dynamics with others, then is the third mirror, the mirror of the world, our culture, our society, our schools, our economy, our politics, our environment, our medical world. We're seeing these mirrors now quite vividly and strongly under a pandemic at this moment in time and space in the spring of 2020 going into summer 2020. These mirrors mirror our fears, our hopes, our conscious waking dreams, our efforts to put dreams into reality. So when we look into this mirror, we need to recognize aspects of our own soul, our own consciousness, our own being. Where our attention goes is what represents what resonates with our soul, aspects of our soul. If we see war and death, destruction, abuse, these are aspects of ourselves. We are in battle with ourselves. We are being destructive with ourselves, abusive with ourselves. If we're pointing the finger out there and blaming, we are to blame as well. The more that we can recognize hell exists on the planet, heaven exists on the planet, we can choose which soul vibration do we want to be in. Or can we hold both so that we bring peace, more peace to both? That the shadow and light can coexist on the planet. Winter and summer coexist on the planet. Famine and flooding coexist on this planet. Famine and flourishing. War and peace. Everything exists. And the more that we hold all that is, like the earth holds all that is, without judgment, everything exists here. And she's holding it. She's allowing it to exist. Sometimes with discomfort to herself, but she's holding it all. And we too can hold it all. She is our model. She is our mirror. She teaches us how to hold everything and soften into it and make it organic and take all the crap and everything and turn it into fertilizer to regenerate new seeds of creativity and growth. So we too can hold everything in this great compost and recreate, regenerate, and flourish and blossom and bloom and grow strong like a tree with longevity and sustainability and support for many, many creatures, many, many aspects of existence in the ecosystem coexisting, deep-rooted, intermeshing, interconnection with all the trees, with all the forest, with all existence on the planet. If you're willing to look honestly in the mirror and hold space for everything, and in this space, all the energies can move, all the energies can co-create together. So there's this worldly mirror. And then we can revolutionize beyond that worldly mirror into the great cosmic mirror above. And this is the Hermetic principle. So above, as above, so below. So below, as above. And this Hermetic principle is the mirror, the fourth dimensional mirror, the dimension of interconnectivity beyond time and space, distance. The great cosmic mirror, the multidimensional mirror. And looking into the stars, as we do in astrology, we of course get a cosmic mirror, a blueprint of our human existence that we can work with as a tool, as a helpful tool. And we can see what we can see there in the consciousness of the planetary energies, mirroring back our consciousness, our soul consciousness. We can see a greater picture. Or you can just look at the awesomeness of the stars and of space and of science. Toss away the astrology if you like. There's no particular tool you have to take on. It's your choice, what's helpful for you. But you can just look at the science, how in this great expanse of space, there's black holes sucking the energy down, there's suns expanding, there's cosmic beauty in the galaxy and the spiral of life, the cosmic orgasmic core. There's creation, there's destruction. There's endless empty space where creation can happen, where cosmic events explode and miracle happenings, witnessings, and a multitude of mystery out there that we don't understand still, which is the mystery of our own soul, so that We can't understand everything in one go, but we're only here attempting as we look into these mirrors, these 4 mirrors in this great hall of mirrors that we find ourselves in. Just discover a little more, and to enable us as we look into these mirrors with honesty, with a recognition of our soul truth, that all is possible. There's infinite possibilities. And we don't need to get lost in the hall of mirrors, lost and confused and frightened because we don't like what we see and it's scary. The hall of mirrors can be scary until we relax and open and recognize that everything is a part of us. And if we can hold all the parts of us with compassion and acceptance, it's not so scary anymore. We can soften into it. We can be with it. We can love this existence. Love who we are in this existence. Love that we exist, that we have this amazing opportunity within these bodies, in our interaction with others on this planet, in this cosmos, to explore, express, experiment, evolve everything that we are in this miraculous phenomena of being. So I encourage you to try it, to look into your own soul truth. You don't need any of those tools I mentioned at the start. If you are willing to look honestly at your body, your interactions with others, your relationships, your relationship with the world, and what you see, and with the cosmos, you have everything you need without one material tool, object, or anything. You are everything.